Hey guys, happy holidays. We're at that midway point in the month of December where it is crackdown time, and it's time for everybody to start getting those nearly last minute gifts. And I'm one of them, of course. When you're working and taking care of your family, it's kind of hard to get all of your shopping done. But thank God for online shopping. I've been doing a lot of that. But for me, in addition to shopping during the month of December for the Christmas holiday, I also make sure I feed my reading addiction. I would love to read more throughout the year, but with writing and all of the things that I have going on, it is sometimes hard to set aside some time to read books for enjoyment, that is. But in December, I make a point to read holiday books. It's so festive already. You got trees up, garland, lights everywhere. I just really find myself in the spirit of Christmas. And about 5 years ago, I started reading books that were holiday focused books. And it's really interesting how that particular tradition came about. I was visiting my boyfriend, now husband. He was in Chicago at the time, and I got a chance to go down maybe about the first 1 or 2 weeks before Christmas. And, we were out and about on Michigan Ave. And, of course, I'm always attracted, to the bright lights of the bookstores. And so I went inside, and for the first time, and all the time that I've been in bookstores around the holiday, this is the first time that I saw, this holiday section book. And although I'm not a mystery writer, that tends to be my particular chosen genre of books to read. So I'm also a huge Mary Higgins Clark fan. So I came across a couple of her books, and I couldn't find them on my bookshelf, but the two that I picked up, because I couldn't just buy one. I was so torn, like, oh, these both seem so good and interesting. But one of them was called Dashing Through the Snow, and another was called Santa Cruz. So I read both of those that particular Christmas. And at that point, I was just hooked. And when the next Christmas came along, it's like December. No, matter of fact, it was like right after Thanksgiving. I was like, oh, I got to go get a holiday book, because just something stirred, within me, just how refreshing, and it was just fun. It was a fun addition to my holiday celebration. So the following year, I read another Mary Higgins Clark book. Matter of fact, she had teamed up with her daughter, what is her name? Carol Higgins Clark, to write a book. And that might be the Santa Cruz, but I know those are 3 Mary Higgins Clark holiday books that I read. So, fast forward another year, and I decided to give Mary Higgins Clark a break. In fact, I strayed away from mystery, and that's probably because I couldn't find a good mystery that, really grabbed my attention. So I tried a different genre, still a holiday focused book. And the book that I got is by an author named Kristen Hanna. And the book was called Comfort and Joy. And it's, I was attracted to this book just from the cover. And it's really, it was more of a romance story, very fairy tale-ish, but it was centered around the holiday. The emotion of the story was intriguing. I was a little turned off by, I guess, because I don't read like fantasy type books. To me, you got romance, then you kind of got fantasy romance. Her book kind of drifted off into fantasy romance. So when I finished, I'm like, really? But I enjoyed the read, and the book is just beautiful. And the way the pages are, the pages in this book, they're like antiquish. It doesn't look like a book that you would buy. It almost, the way the pages are, it looks like a book you found. So this is a book that I'm just going to keep it, you know, on my shelf. And what I may start doing, if I buy more, you know, hardcover holiday books, you know, I may even start decorating my bookshelf with my holiday books. How cool is that? So that was last year's book, maybe 2013. I'm not always as consistent as I want to be. But anyway, this year I downloaded a book on my Kindle. And matter of fact, last year was the first book that I downloaded on my Kindle. And that one was called Murder on the First Day of Christmas. And it's funny when you start reading books and, you know, you pick up one, you don't necessarily realize you're in the middle of a series for the book. So I can't really get into what this particular book was about. Okay, it was about a mother-daughter. They did decorating, home decorating for the holiday, extravagant home decorating. And at one of the parties that they were decorating for, someone got killed. So yeah, I went back to my mysteries. And so they kind of were just figuring out, you know, a classic whodunit, and kind of put you in the mind frame of, oh, what is that? Oh, like Clue. It was like Clue. The game or the movie Clue, it kind of put me in that mind frame. So that was a good one. And then this year, and I actually, matter of fact, I had just gotten my Kindle that particular year, so I downloaded a few different books. So when this year came, 2014 Christmas season, you know, of course I always want to buy something. So I was like, oh, what book am I gonna buy? And you know, then I got to looking at my Kindle and all of these books. If you could, and this is probably nothing compared to some things that, you know, real book lovers, you know, probably got tons more books than I have in my Kindle. But I decided I would read a book that was already here, and luckily there was. So the book I chose for this Christmas, I wish I could get the cover to stay up on it, but I could show it to you. It's this one here called Cozy Christmas. And I also found this one was also a part of a series. The author is Kathy Daly, and this is book number 11 in the series. So of course I was like, oh my goodness, she's written 11 of these books. I'm like, I need to go back and read book 1. But I'm not going to be able to fit all of that reading in for this holiday season, meaning that we're down to the wire, only a couple of weeks left. So I did finish that one. That one again was a mystery, very lighthearted, very family friendly. If you got kids, young adults that like to read, it's very family friendly. Anybody could read that book. So it was about a murder, but it wasn't anything grisly. So I like that. And now I finished that one, and I figured, well, I got a couple more weeks left. So I said, I'm going to read something else. And I thought about, of course, buying another book in that series, the Christmas Cozy, but I decided to go with something that I already have in my bookshelf. So now I'm reading Christmas Beyond the Box. That's that one. So I'm looking really forward to it, and I hope that if you are a reader, maybe that's not something that you've considered doing, may not have even crossed your mind, just like it hadn't crossed my mind until I happened to be at that bookstore in Chicago and just bought something, and now I'm hooked. So I would suggest that you give it a try. It's just really nice, on a Saturday morning, you get up, you get your hot cocoa, and you're looking at your Christmas tree all lit up, and, you pull out your Kindle or you pull out your book and just do some reading. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update about what L.A. the author is reading in this month of December 2014. And if I don't make a video before the end of this year or before the end of this month, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Till the next time. Bye, guys.